So if you will lie down on your back and remember that when we do have our pillow, right, with you, you have some options if you want to use the pillow. So you can put it underneath your head as you typically would if you're laying. You can put it underneath your knees. If you want a very kind of mini inversion, if you will. You can even put it underneath your calves. Sometimes that's really nice because it lifts your feet up and it also lifts the knees up. I like doing that a lot. And once you get yourself settled, the eyes will close and the palms are going to face up towards the ceiling. Go ahead and please begin with your 3 sighs, 3 cleansing breaths. Slowly breathing in through the nose, let the mouth open wide and sigh through the mouth. So lately, we've been focusing in class a lot on gratitude, things that we are grateful for, things in which we are thankful for. See if you can come up with one thing, the first thing that comes into your mind. Stay with that. Maybe you put a smile on your face as you think about that in which you are grateful for. And we'll get right into some moving here. So, starting to wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, and then roll the wrists and ankles in circles. And then reverse that circle, bring it the other direction. Lovely. All righty. Take both knees, bring them in towards your chest. Give yourself a nice tight squeeze, a tight hug here. And maybe you let the knees rock a little side to side. So just drawing the knees in as close in towards the torso as you can comfortably. Awesome. Take your hands down by your sides and start to roll the knees in a circle. So you're engaging a little bit of the abdominals here, but you're also getting a nice release through the low back. You know, when we sit for long periods of time, but also ironically, when we stand for long periods of time, our low back can get really tight. So basically, anytime we're doing anything other than laying down. Good. Reverse it to the other direction. Lovely. All righty. Place the feet down onto the mat. Knees are going to be bent, feet are about hip distance apart. We're just gonna do a little bit of arm movement here. Open up through the shoulders, through that armpit chest area. So as you inhale, reach the arms up. Maybe they come up over the head, maybe they don't. And then as you exhale, bring them back down by the sides. Right? So inhaling as they reach the arms up. Fingertips might point towards the ceiling, or you might start to reach towards that wall above you. And then exhaling, bringing it back to center. Right? Notice as the arms come up, the tendency for the low back to round. I want you to pull the belly button towards the spine. Keep the low back pressing down. So again, a little bit of abdominal engagement here. Maintain that as the arms reach. Wonderful. Next time your hands come down by your sides, keep them there. And you're just gonna rock your head side to side. Okay, very gently. So let that right ear drop down towards the floor. And then bring it back to the center. Let the left ear drop down towards the floor. And move with your pace. So you can inhale as you come to center. You can exhale as you go to the side. Again, eyes can be open, eyes can be closed. It's really your preference. The next time the right ear drops to the side, you're going to keep your head there. And then take a deep sigh. As you sigh out, imagine the left side of the neck and the shoulder completely relax, let going all of tension. Now, keep your head where it is. Take your left arm in towards the side of the body, and then walk the fingertips down towards your left foot. It's probably not going to touch the foot. It's okay. What I'm trying to do here is drop your shoulder away from your ear and also let that left shoulder press into the mat. So the shoulders is essentially going back and down. And then do that sigh again. Awesome. We're going to come to the other side now. So bringing the head over to the left, letting that left ear drop down towards the mat. Take a big sigh here. And taking that right arm, bring it in close towards the body and start to walk the fingertips towards your right foot. Let that right shoulder press into the mat. So the right shoulder is going back and down. And then take that sigh again. Great. Release that. You're going to roll over onto your side and then bring yourself up to sit. You can take a sip of water if you like. And just remember, right, anytime we do the floor yoga, even if I don't say grab a pillow because we're going to use it, it's always nice to have it because if you sit cross-legged and you find that your knees are way up here, they're really high, or there's a lot of gripping in the hip flexors or the back rounds and it's hard to sit up, right? The thing that you do is you lift your hips higher. So you can always sit on top of a pillow. Just know that that option's always there for you. So even if I don't say grab one, it's good to have one close by. All right. Very good. Beautiful. Let's just do a couple shoulder rolls here. Just rolling those shoulders back and down. Good. Right. And I always like to do a nice little squeeze, right? When the shoulders come up and back, just really squeezing those muscles and then letting it release. This can be really slow. Yeah. Beautiful. Very good. We might feel more knots, more cracks and pops than we typically do. Yeah. Definitely a chaotic time of year. Good. All righty. Now we're going to do one arm at a time. Place your left hand down by your side, and we're just reaching that right arm up. It can go behind you and around in a circle. If that doesn't feel good on you, you're going to go up and then kind of out to the side and then back around, if that makes sense. And if going up doesn't feel comfortable, then you can always do as a bigger modification, just a circle on the side here. Okay. You determine what feels better for your body. Great. Awesome. Good. I'm watching you guys doing my little mental assessment here. Perfect. Okay, and as you do this, yeah, certainly we're doing some range of motion in the shoulder. We're stretching a little bit, but you're going to start to feel that deltoid, the top of the shoulder, work, right? So it's good to have strong shoulders for our posture, which I know is something everybody has said that they want to work on. So do one more circle here. Good. And then we're just going to go to the other side. So right hand comes down. Remember, one side's going to feel different than the other. So you might be doing this big circle going up and around and back. And you might be doing the circle where you're going up and kind of out to the side, right? Or you might be here where you're making a circle only on the side. Good. Or bilateral, not symmetrical. Always remember that. And there's nothing wrong with that. You are perfectly you. And just notice if your breathing's getting a little shallow, if you're forgetting about it. Keep that breath nice and slow. And, and one more circle here. Beautiful. Go ahead and place both of your hands down onto the floor, and you can kind of push your fingertips down or push your hands down, depending how long your arms are. And you're just trying to get a little bit of space, right, in the spine. And you let your shoulders roll back and down. So keep that spine nice and tall. Use your hands as a little kickstand, if you will. And then bring your chin down to your chest. So the chest does not drop, right? Chin comes down, and then you're just going to rock your head side to side, kind of like what we did when we were on our back. Right ear towards the right shoulder, coming back to center, left ear towards the left shoulder, and moving side to side. And the reason I have you pressing your hands down into the mat here is that actually helps you keep your chest lifted. I know I talk a lot about different alignment cues, but sometimes I like to tell you why I'm doing them because that way, if you ever choose to do some of these stretches, if you really like them, right, and you choose to do them on your own, you can remember why. Why am I pressing my hands down? So that my chest doesn't fall. I get a better stretch. The next time that your ear goes to the right side, so right ear to right shoulder, you're just going to stay on that side. And I want you to play around a little bit with where the stretch feels best for you. So maybe you drop your chin down towards the shoulder so that your gaze is on the right side of the body. Maybe it feels better with your chin more parallel. You're looking straight ahead. Maybe it feels better when your chin is more up towards the ceiling, right ear still over the right shoulder, getting a stretch more in the front of the neck. So you just observe for you where is that stretch the best? And we're just going to hold it here for a moment. Take a sigh if you want. Sighs are a great way to release. Good. And then we're going to bring it on over to the left side. So staying here and playing around with the chin placement. Remember, the side could be different than the other side. Chin might be closer to the left shoulder, with the gaze to the left side of the mat. Chin might be parallel to the floor, or maybe gaze up towards the ceiling, with the head still tilted to the left side. And then perhaps you sigh if it feels good. Beautiful. Go ahead and bring your chin back down to your chest. We're just going to do a couple of yeses here. So you're looking up towards the ceiling. Maybe you arch the upper back a little. And then bringing the chin back down to the chest. A couple times. Beautiful. All righty. So release all of this. We're going to come up to stand. I do want to do some of those arm movements standing. I think that will be nice. Of course, grab some water if you like to grab a little water. Great. Right. There we go. Just seeing you guys all get nice and settled there. So we're going to bring our feet a little bit wider than our hips. Just because we are going to be laying here in a moment, I do want to open up the low back and hips a little bit. So we'll take our little hip circles. Okay. It's like you're doing the slowest hula hoop you've ever done in your life, right? So the hula hoop would really just fall straight down. Yes, very nice. If you know your hamstrings are tight, really push the hips back, let your chest come forward. And then you're going to reverse it, go around the other direction. Some of you have heard this before, but probably is a little over a year now at this point. But I tried to do a hula hoop like as an adult, and it was embarrassing. I was like, how did I do this when I was younger so easily? My goodness. So I don't advise it unless you've done it recently and you were really awesome at it. Ooh, good. Let's do one more circle here. Awesome. All right. Come back to center. Keep your feet pretty wide here. You might bring your toes forward. And I just want you to come into a forward fold here. You're going to grab your elbows once you're down. So let the knees bend. And this is just more for relaxation. You'll get some stretch, definitely, but we're not here with any crazy alignment. Really just let the spine decompress. You can grab your elbows, kind of hook your thumbs in the crook of the elbows here. If it feels really tight in the back of the legs, bend your knees a little more if you like. Some people like to sway here. Some people like to stay still. Okay, I want you to do what feels good to you.
If you are swaying, almost think about moving the elbows in a figure eight. So it's not just side to side, and that's going to help you release the sides of the low back a little bit more. Good. Everybody come to center. If you were swaying, you'll just come to center and take three sighs. Take three deep breaths out through the mouth. Beautiful. Release the arms down. Bend your knees a little bit more. Slowly roll yourself up. Like a rag doll is what we call this in yoga. So the head comes up last. And stay for a moment. Roll the shoulders. Make sure you're not dizzy before we move. That's such a nice decompression. I love that. All righty. So let those feet come, just comfortable, hip distance apart, if you will. And you're going to reach your arms out to the sides here. Awesome. So right arm, you can let your upper body twist too. Comes to the left hand and then swoop it across the chest, open it up. And then you're going to just keep doing that. Exhale, palms touch. Inhale, open it up. So you're probably pretty familiar with this because we do this on our backs a lot. And today we're doing it standing. Good. And then we're going to switch sides. The next time those arms open up, that left hand's coming across, touching the right palm. Open it up, slide it across. Beautiful. Very nice, ladies. Good. Love it. Good. Let's do one more. Perfect. Clasp your hands behind the back. Roll the shoulders back and down. Maybe you press the hands towards the floor a little bit. And just take just 2 breaths. We're not here super long. Good. Go ahead and clasp your hands in front of you. Turn the palms away from you. Okay, so you might stay here, just pressing, think of pressing the middle fingers away. Okay, so you get it stretch in your hand too. You might stay here. You might start to lift up a little bit, right? Just depending on what's good for you. You might lift all the way up so that the palms are facing the ceiling. Regardless of where you are, try to squeeze the elbows in and breathe. Breathe into wherever it's tight. Awesome. Release that. Good. Right arm is going to lift up. Maybe it comes to the side. Maybe it lifts up and you do like a little curve and then all the way back down. Then we're going to do that on the left and we'll just switch side to side. So lifting that left arm up to wherever it's comfortable. If it comes all the way up, give yourself a little C curve there and then bring it back down. Good. Then back to the right. Beautiful.
Let's do one more on each side. All right. I do want to end in a twist. Now, if you are laying on your mat for the Yoga Nidra, then do your twist on the mat. If you're laying in a bed for your Yoga Nidra, like you can go ahead and lay in your bed and you can do the twist in your bed. It's totally up to you. Unless you want to go from your mat and then go to wherever you're going to be for the Yoga Nidra. So you're going to lie down wherever's comfy for you. And you're going to have your pillow close by. I'm going to go ahead and bring both of your knees in towards your chest. Awesome. Make sure that pillow's on the right side. And as you exhale, you're just going to let both of your legs drop over to the right, rested on top of the pillow. And sometimes we do this with the pillow in between the legs. Today, we're going to do it with your legs on top of that pillow. Arms can be, really anywhere. You can be down by your sides. You can take your right hand and just rest it on the left leg. You can reach your arms out to the side like a T. You can bring your arms up above your head if you want a little more stretch in that space, that chest armpit space. And relax the inner thigh and your breath. Beautiful. Come out of that twist. Just place your soles of your feet on the floor, on the bed. Go ahead and bring the pillow to the left side. And then bring the knees in towards the chest. And then let the legs drop over to the left. Let them rest on the pillow. Okay, same thing here with the arms. A little more relaxed, a little less stretch. Arms are down by the sides. Maybe the left hand is touching one of your legs. For a little more stretch, arms can be out to the side like a T, palms facing up. And even more stretch, arms might be up by the head, elbows bent. Breath is slow and relaxed. And maybe now you start to deepen the exhalation, making your exhale a little longer, a little slower. Beautiful. And bring your legs back to center here. And if you like,
place that pillow underneath either your knees or your calves. Again, I like my calves because it keeps my feet elevated as well. Arms can rest by your sides. If you know that you get cold, as we all typically do when we relax, put a blanket over your body and get yourself really comfortable. And we all know that sometimes we need to adjust and we need to move around a little bit, and that's okay. It's okay to do that. Don't think you have to lay down and immediately be exactly where you're supposed to be. So, as you're getting yourself comfortable and you're starting to slow your breath down, remember that slowing the breath down is what allows you to signal the nervous system that it's okay for yourself to relax. Okay, so slow down the exhale. And those of you who've not experienced the practice of Yoga Nidra before, it essentially it's a practice, a meditative practice that brings you to the space that's similar to right before you fall asleep, right? Where your whole body is very relaxed. Yet at the same time, you are very consciously aware of everything that's going on. It's said that a 20 to 30-minute practice of Yoga Nidra is equivalent to 3 hours of deep sleep. So I always like to teach this around the holidays, but know that you can practice it anytime. So go ahead right now and say to yourself, I will stay awake. And repeat that to yourself 3 times. And allow yourself complete relaxation. Allow relaxation to wash over all parts of your body, your mind, your emotions. And we're now going to direct your consciousness to various sounds. Okay, so draw your attention to the furthest away sound that you can possibly hear.
Not trying to identify the sound, just being aware that the sound exists and listening to it detached like a leaf floating in a river. And then draw your attention to any sounds in the mid distance. And then draw your attention to nearby sounds, sounds that are very close to you. Finally, draw your attention to sounds within your own body. Hear your breath. Maybe you inhale and you pause and you listen to your heartbeat. And then now develop awareness of your body lying down. Feel the support beneath you. And just that awareness of your physical body lying down, complete awareness. Notice where your body meets that support. Heels, calf muscles, back, shoulders, arms, hands, head. Become aware of your natural breath. Don't change it. Natural breath. So the practice of Yoga Nidra begins now. And it always begins with a sankalpa. And what that is, it's an intention for your practice. It is something that is stated in the present tense as if it's already happening and something that is positive. So, an example would be I am at peace with all that I do. I am grounded in love. Okay, so come up with your own intention. And if something does not come easily to you, then skip it. It's okay. There's no stress, there's nothing to worry about, there's no expectations. Just feel what you feel. If you do choose an intention, repeat it to yourself 3 times. You will now rotate consciousness through various parts of your body. As I mention the parts of the body, you are simply going to become aware of that body part without moving it. Just bring your attention there. And this is intentionally done quickly. This part of the practice separates the ego from the self. So, starting on the right side, right thumb, right pointer finger, right middle finger, ring finger, pinky finger, palm of the right hand, back
of the right hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, front of the elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, the right side of the rib cage, the right hip, right thigh, knee, behind the knee, shin, calf muscle, the right ankle, top of the right foot, bottom of the foot, the big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, pinky toe. Now become aware of the whole right side together, the whole right side as one. Now become aware of the left side of the body. Start with the left thumb, pointer finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky finger, the palm of the left hand, the back of the left hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, front of the elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, the left side of the ribs, left hip, left thigh, knee, back of the knee, the shin, calf muscle, ankle, top of the left foot, bottom of the left foot, the big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, pinky toe. Now become aware of the whole left side together. Now go to the top of the head,
Become aware of the forehead, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, center of the eyebrows, right eyelid, left eyelid, right eye, left eye, right ear, left ear, nose, tip of the nose, right nostril, left nostril, upper lip, lower lip, jaw, neck. Become aware of the whole head together. Now become aware of the right shoulder, left shoulder, right collarbone, left collarbone, right chest, left chest, center of the chest, upper belly, lower belly. Now the whole front together. Become aware of the right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, upper spine, lower spine, tailbone. Now the whole back together. Become aware of the whole torso together, the front, the back, and the sides. Become aware of both arms together, both legs together. And now the whole body together, the torso, the arms, the legs, and the head. Resting. The whole body together. Become aware of the mind, not the ego, but awareness of the mind. The emotions, awareness of the body of emotions. And now the whole being, the physical, the mental, the emotional, the whole being. And as you're aware of the body and the mind and the emotions, also feel the observer that watches it all, the separate part of you, the whole being, resting. Repeat to yourself, I will stay awake. I will stay awake. We will now move consciousness through various sensations. Awaken the feeling of heaviness. Feeling of heaviness in every part of your body.
Your body feels so heavy that it seems to sink down into the floor. Awareness of heaviness. And now awaken the feeling of lightness, a feeling of lightness. Your body feels so light that it seems to be floating away from the floor, a feeling of lightness. Now awaken a feeling of cold. Remember the feeling of cold in winter, as if you were outside without a coat, cold all around the body. And then now awaken the feeling of heat, heat in every part of the body. Remember the feeling of heat in summer in the sun with no shade, and that awareness of heat. Now we will move the consciousness through various visualizations. So draw your attention to each item when mentioned. First, become aware of what we call the Chitakasa. The Chitakasa is the dark space in front of your closed eyelids. As I mention each item, remember that you're noticing it from a distance, like a leaf floating on a river, detached. Some items may capture your attention, some items may slip by unnoticed. Babbling brook, blazing bonfire, whispering wind, empty expanse, your entire soul, the touch of a gray kitten, the taste of a grapefruit, the smell of a red rose, the flash of lightning, the sound of thunder, your connection to everything in the universe. Now become completely aware of each of the following: your body, your body, your breath, your emotions, your thoughts, your wisdom, the ego, your bliss,
in total awareness. Now go back to the Chitakasa, awareness to the dark space in front of your closed eyelids, and notice any patterns, any colors, any visuals, just observing detached. If you chose a sankalpa, an intention at the beginning of the practice, repeat it to yourself 3 times. Become aware of your breath. Become aware of the sound of your breath. Expand your awareness to include nearby sounds. Start to feel, literally feel the awareness, the energy of consciousness moving externally. Become aware of the farthest sounds that you can hear. Develop awareness of your physical body resting. Develop awareness of the space that surrounds you, the floor, the walls, the ceiling, surroundings. The practice of Yoga Nidra is now complete. However, when you return, it's very slow, it's very gentle. Perhaps you rest longer. Perhaps you take 20 to 30 breaths before coming back. Remember that in which you are grateful for, that you thought of in the beginning of our practice today, and again at the end of our stretching. And add to that the gratefulness for yourself, the love that you provide to others, the love that you provide to yourself in the form of self care. Be grateful for your ability to smile, to hug, as you go so deep in Yoga Nidra, and it takes time to come out of it. Rest and stay as long as you need. Know that I am grateful for each and every one of you guys. You fill up my cup. I truly have a sense of gratitude and love in my heart space for each of you. And I'm grateful for you and your presence. So much love, peaceful thoughts, peaceful words, peaceful intention.